A friend pulled me aside the other day and said, "Morgan, I've heard you call yourself a copywriter. Can you please tell me what that is?" And maybe you've wondered yourself, so today I'm going to answer the question, what is a copywriter? A copywriter is someone who uses engaging text or copy for all sorts of promotional materials. Think websites, social media, email campaigns. Wherever there are words, there is a copywriter. The goal of the copywriter is to get the reader or the listener to take action. And that can take a lot of forms, like subscribing to a newsletter or clicking on an ad. Generally speaking, copywriters also have an area of specialization or a point of focus. Some copywriters focus on long-form content like blogs, others on short form like social media. Some are dedicating all their time to scripting for commercials. It really just depends. You can find copywriters anywhere. I'm a freelancer. I have my clients, I have my projects. I'm just a solopreneur doing my thing. You have copywriters that work at the big agencies like White & Kennedy, DDB, Ogilvy. And then you also have copywriters that work in-house at companies that you would know and love. And they are on their marketing teams and doing their own internal creative work. All right, so far we've talked about what is copy, what is the goal of a great copywriter, what types of things do they do, and where can you find them? Now we're going to talk about the how. How does a copywriter do what they do? Before anything is written, we've got to do research. You have to know everything there is to know about the product, the service, the company. And that way, when we go to write, we are just the experts at this given thing. So in my own situation, I like to pretend that I'm at the executive table with all of the people at the company or those that are working on the product. And if I can't answer some of those questions and contribute to the conversations there, then I'm probably not ready yet. I haven't reached a point where the product has gone into my mind enough. And in that way, I know that I've got to do more research. And once that research has seeped in my brain enough, then I go to write. And I just do this stream of consciousness. I don't hold myself back. I don't edit along the way. I just let it all come out in its messy form. I'm not showing the client anything that I'm writing at this stage because it is just Morgan on the page. And I'm just delivering whatever thoughts and words and ideas I have out there. And once I've gotten it down, I just let it sit there. Generally, I'll just walk away from it, maybe even take a day to not think about that specific client and just see what other ideas come of it without going into major edits. But naturally, deadlines come, so I have to jump back into it and present something to the client. And I'll talk more about how I do presentations in a different video, but I like to have a nice dialogue between those that I'm working with, and not just with the decision makers, but with other random folks that are involved with the company or the product, and ask them for their opinion. Sometimes they'll say something that's really important or really interesting, and I'll put that into my working file of whatever I'm writing about. Great ideas can come from anyone and from anywhere. And I think great copywriters understand that. They're like anthropologists that are sitting there observing and watching the scene, capturing everything they can, because when they go back to the desk to write, they just want to have all of these notes from random places that they've explored or been at, and then put that into the writing, put that into the creative, because there's a real soul and energy. Once that dialogue has happened and there's a refinement process through the creative ideas and the copy, then it's time to actually go out and get it published. So they take that copy and they go deliver it into a channel, into the email sequences, into the social media networks, and they watch how the copy and the ideas perform. I love the experimentation that happens with copywriting, as you spend all this time doing the research and the writing and the editing and the back and forth. And then once you have something that's good enough to show somebody else, it's time for it to go live. So we let it go, we see what happens to it. Hopefully it brings great results for the client.